Remember Anthony Fauci?
This mother...
You know, Dr. NIH, Dr. Wuhan, Dr. Stand 6 feet apart, Dr. Put Your Mask On, Dr. 15 days to curb the spread.
Fuck off.
Loser!
That Anthony Fauci?
You stupid fuck!
Well, we're 15 days away from Trump 2.0, and he has yet to pay for his crimes against humanity. But will he?
Ooh.
I'm Jasper Gonzo, and this, nothing less than the gallows, will suffice.
It's not serving time in some federal penitentiary. It's a huge, hot, heaping pile of horse.
But it's what's next. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Jasper Gonzo. What's next? Your daily dose. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Sunday. Of course, this is a rare one for me because I haven't done one in about, I think, a month. That's a weekend edition. I've been trying to cut back to 5 days a week, only because of household and wife and work and what have you. But anyway, neither here nor there. This is a guy that I haven't done a story in about a good, I would say about maybe 6 months, and that is one Dr. Anthony Fauci. Remember him? Remember Lord Fauqua? You know, Dr. Stand 6 feet apart, keep your mask on, Mr. Wuhan, you know, Dr. NIH, you know, Dr. 15 days to curb the spread. That Anthony Fauci, well, you know, that lovely little man who basically had the world in the palm of his hand for 2 years, 2020 and 2021, anyone? You know, those lovely, wonderful years that I kind of don't remember much of 2020 other than everything being shut down and being told to sit down and shut up and take your vax. You know, how about that? Anyway, well, we are 15 days away from Donald Trump 2.0. And one of the big questions is going to be, will Fauci pay for his crimes? Amongst others, but he is the main culprit. He is the, he is the face of the coof and the vaccine. Well, he's now retired, of course. And did you know the federal government spent $15 million protecting him? You know, just in case someone would come up and do something. I'm not saying, but just saying. Anyway, he has not been punished. But will he? Will Trump have the cojones and the balls enough to say, yeah, you know what, dude? We got to charge you with federal crimes. Crimes against humanity. And I said in the opening, nothing less than the gallows will do. This, coming out of Breitbart, exclusive Dr. Andrew Huff, Coof timeline giant scandal to subvert Trump. And of course, there's little Napoleon right there. Officials knew about the Coof breakout in the fall of 2019 sooner than they claimed, and the biotechnology used to create the virus developed in the U.S. and then was exported to China. Dr. Andrew Huff, author of The Truth About Wuhan and How I Uncovered the Biggest Lie in History, said this past Saturday. Huff walked us through some of the revelations, saying that when you really boil it down, most of the biotechnology or the advanced technology that was used to engineer SARS-CoV-2 was developed in the U.S., primarily in the University of North Carolina with Dr. Ralph Baric, and illegally exported to China. There's so many different crazy facets of the story. A recent development just 2 weeks ago that this article published in The Sun, which shows senior intelligence officials had informed senior Pentagon officials that the disease had been spreading through China early as October of 2019. October of 2019. Wow. And said, noting that this is the same timeline the public was offered. Really? No, because I was hearing things as of January on the news in February. I didn't hear anything in October. I remember Tucker was talking about something about a virus in late November of that year, but anything other than that? No. If you look at what the U.S. government had been telling us, what Dr. Anthony Fauci had been telling us, Dr. Birx, you know, the bedazzled one, and all these corrupt individuals, was that the disease started spreading around the planet in December 2019. He said, explaining that the timeline is simply not true. False. Huff said that he used to work in the classified space developing intelligent tools for infectious diseases. Specifically, if one looks at the proper chain of command and how long it would take for the information to work through the proper channels to be validated, it really looks like the disease started spreading in late August, early September of that year. Wow. So what we really have here is a giant scandal to subvert the presidency of the United States. And of course, that was one Donald Trump. So what the heck is all these Pentagon intelligence officials doing? Why wasn't the president notified? And really, you know, they stepped back and said, look at this. It's treason. I'm really excited that RFK is coming into office, he said, predicting that there will be accountability, hopefully, for all the corrupt health, intelligence, and health security officials that were involved in this giant cover-up. Further, Huff explained that the preemptive pardon of Dr. Anthony Fauci would essentially implicate everyone. At best, Fauci is guilty of 25 million counts of negligible criminal homicide. Yes, mass murder on a world scale. So they knew that the Wuhan Institute of Virology was a leaky lab, but they also allowed the research to go on. They illegally exported technology. They didn't have the proper safety controls in place for a risk management perspective in the United States, with all the contractors involved in the research, he said, adding, and on top of that, you're giving advanced biotechnology to an enemy of the U.S. All of this is illegal. So is U.S. law. In U.S. law, if the president issues a pardon to someone and the person accepts a pardon and the admission of guilt and the crimes, and if you look at all the individuals involved with this cover-up, the export of technology, a violation of the RICO Act, as you can use, basically the same kind of criminal processes and prosecutions that they use against mobsters to go after someone like Anthony Fauci and all his conspirators, he continued. So even after you pardon Anthony Fauci, and he accepts the pardon, and then he incriminates everyone involved in the RICO, they're all guilty. So if they pardon Anthony Fauci with a blanket pardon and he accepts it, well, he condemns everyone else in the government who's involved in this operation, he added. But my thoughts. The fact of the matter is that Anthony Fauci, Dr. Birx, those at the NIH, those at the Wuhan lab, they're all scumbags and dirtballs. This guy should be in prison or worse. Should be under prison, dig a hole, throw him in, and then throw the hole away. These people literally should be on trial for mass murder. Seriously, for mass murder. 25 million people died of an infectious disease that they didn't have to. They didn't have to. Those who took the wonderful magical vax, Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, pick your scum, passed away as well. Were injured as well. Who are still suffering to this very day. January 5, 2025. Who are still suffering from injuries they may never recover. There was one woman who got some press for being forced to take not just one, not just two, but 3 vaccine shots. And it had serious adverse effects to the point where it almost ended her. And who knows how long it'll take. She looked like a burn victim. If you see the videos, you can, New York Post posted about it. I saw it at a couple other places. Fox did a story about it. But horrific, absolutely horrific. You have people ending themselves during Koof year 20 and 21. And you got people who are still yet to pay for their crimes. Fauci, Birx, a lot of them have yet to, you're retired, I'm retired, you got let go. That's nothing. That's nothing. There needs to be, there needs to be war crime trials, equivalent to war crime trials that need to go on with these people, because somebody's got to pay. Somebody has to be accountable. Somebody has to be held responsible. And nobody has. Last 4 years, who? I'll wait. Who's paid the price? Outside of those taking the vaccine and those who got the initial disease within the first year or 2 years. Who? No one. No one from the government has been forced to pay. Now, will they? With Trump coming in for a second term, will he? Will he have the balls enough to drop the hammer and say, guess what? We need to have some serious, not just Senate hearings, congressional hearings. We've had all that. We've had all that, been there, done that. Fauci was literally put on trial with Dr. Rand Paul, and Rand Paul just, Senator Rand Paul, and Senator Rand Paul just roasted him. That's great, but at the end, what happened? Nothing. Nothing came of it. Why? Because you got a dementia-riddled old man in the White House. You got an inept and incompetent vice president. And you got a DOJ that was used to weaponize against those who had differing of voices. differing of opinions. How many people were canceled? How many people were demonetized? How many people were told to sit down and shut up? You know, when they said, you know what, this disease isn't all that. You know, it's it's an updated flu. It's a super bug. You know, and the vaccine. Well, we got natural immunity. You know, there are therapeutics out there. No. You're going to take the vaccine. You're going to like it. And if you don't like it, there goes your job. Your kids are getting kicked out of school. You know, we're going to shut your church down. But we're going to make sure we're going to keep the liquor stores open. So there's that. Anyway, at the end of the day, somebody's got to pay. But will Fauci, will Birx, will any of these scumbags and psychopaths ever see the inside of a prison? Me? No. I really don't have any. I have very little confidence because RFK still has to get confirmed. He still has to get in. It's not a guarantee that he's going to get in, but he still has to get in. But we'll see in the coming 100 days after Trump's inaugurated on January 20th. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.